Aransas Skatepark is located about a mile away from the beach and is somewhat of a hidden gem tucked along the Gulf Coast. Now, is this my favorite skate park ever? No. It's arguably not even the best park in the greater Corpus Christi Bay Area, but what it is a great example of how to make the best out of a modest footprint. 2 separate bowls, numerous gaps, and a street section, all within a 10,000 square foot area. When you first stroll into Pkwy Skatepark, you will be greeted by this sign and this little ledge. The sign lists off some pretty standard rules and guidelines for the park, most notable of which being that bikes are allowed. It also states that the park was opened in 2010 and costed $287,000 to build. Now, I'm not sure if this ledge is actually intended to be a feature of the park or just a fairly uncomfortable bench, considering it's the only sharp edge in the park that doesn't seem to have angle iron on it. Either way, I was determined to get at least one clip on it since it was just long enough to grind. My execution of this feeble hard 180 felt very appropriate for the quality of this flat ledge. The next feature that comes into view is this nice pool coping bowl corner that works as a good turnaround when riding the non-bowl sections of the skate park. But this isn't what you come to this park for. You aren't going to remember Aransas Skatepark for the little A-frame setup or the weird 4-foot tall vert quarter. You come to Pkwy Skatepark for the bowl section. And for me specifically, this box jump is definitely the most memorable feature of the park. Now, it doesn't have a great run out, but this bad boy has an extended landing that makes it almost function like a step up. And with how rare box jumps seem to be here in the Lone Star State, this fly out to bank setup is an absolute treat to ride.
So you can just roll in right here, go around this corner, get a little pump, get a little more speed, pedal, pump, and then jump this bitch. It's really sketchy landing because there's no good run out. Go around this thing. Oh my God, I almost just slid out. Catch a bar spin really bad, and you're back up here.
Stationed to the right of the box jump landing, you have these 3 weird little cutout ledges and another random flat ledge at the top of the bank. Over on the left side, there's a 7-stair and some accompanying hubbas. Lastly, you have the upper pool bowl, which seems to rarely get used due to its rather steep transition. It does feature pool coping all the way around in the classic kidney shape, and it measures roughly 6 foot deep on the shallow end and closer to 9 foot deep on the deep end. So, should you go to Aransas Skatepark? Most definitely. Now, this park alone isn't worth a drive from one of Texas's major cities, but if you're in Corpus for the weekend or headed down to South Padre, I would absolutely recommend you take the ferry over to Pkwy to catch a session at this park. Especially if you can get here when it's not crowded, considering how small it is, you'll have a good time. Overall, I give this park a 5 out of 10 rating. It has some great features, but it also has some confusing design choices. Originally, I wanted to give this park a 6 out of 10. However, the lack of lights and the current state of the concrete had to take it down a point. Over a decade's worth of hurricanes will take its toll on a park, and this is especially worth noting for those of you on skateboards. Let me know what park you'd like to see me review next down in the comments, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Cheers.